I have a thing for obscurity, the ones which are left by the normal crowd, the black sheeps out of the herd which everyone sees in a way as if they are outcasts of the gaming society. Yes, I am talking about video games. I always had a thing for bootleg games, from Aladdin for the NES to Somari, which was a very bad mix of Mario and Sonic. There's plenty more that I've played that were so weird, but overall fun to play. The thing about obscure games is that you do not know what to expect. It's like playing Russian roulette. You don't know if you'd get a bullet up your ass or end up with an old guy in a dingy basement. Wait, what? Anyways, in today's video I'm going to talk about a game so weird and confused that even it doesn't have the slightest idea what it wanted to be. This is Dr. Brute 7 bringing in Elex. Developed by Pirhana Bytes and published by THQ Nordic in 2017 for all platforms except the Nintendo Switch. This game runs with a little bit of hiccups here and there on my PlayStation 5. The game looks good. It looks pretty lush and decent. However, there are some occasional pop-ups and some texture issues in some parts of the map, which really isn't a big thing. Memory leak causes the game's map to lag horribly after you play for longer hours on the console. I don't know about PC. However, the real issue is with the game itself. Before we go in further, let's get into the basics for those who do not know about Pirhana Bytes. They are a studio known for the Gothic series and the recent series. These games have received polarized ratings all over, but despite the ratings, they seem to have released the sequels for these games without caring too much. Now, these are the kind of games which caters to the niche audiences. Now, that being said, this is my first Pirhana Bytes game that I actually decided to give a chance.
Sure that you'll complete those tasks as well.
Teach me something.
Sure.
This is a traditional fantasy science fiction action RPG which blends in magic, swords, and futuristic weaponry in one game.
So fuck off, will you, yeah?
I'm trying to talk to you.
All right. I've just been having a bad day. Don't make it worse. What do you want from me?
Which is a very interesting idea if you think about it. The main protagonist is Jax, an elf who was sent on a mission but got betrayed by his own faction, and he is in the search to find out what exactly went on behind the curtains. With that being said, Jax has a pretty solid voice and his persona goes very well with the character in the game.
Yeah?
Return to your work at the World Heart, or I will kill you.
Now, hold on a minute. Who went and made you Thorgal's loyal servant?
Just get yourself back there. Or are you going to force me to make this painful?
Hey, calm down. We can talk about this civilly? Look, if you want me to go back, then at least give me a few shards so I can buy some things to make life easier.
I'll count to 3.
But I just wanted...
1,
Stop, wait,
2...
By the Pilgrim, you're serious. All right, I'm going.
Right from the start, the player will notice that the gameplay is a bit different than the rest of the games in its genre. The controls are clunky, the action is laggy, and the hit detection is not on point. This game is all about deep exploration. So if the game mechanics are not good in the roots, then the whole immersion goes down in a spiral. With that being said, it's a thing about Pirhana Bytes game. They all are clunky. I guess they are meant to be. There is a learning curve in this game, and you also need to have a very open mind while dealing with the game's mechanics. The thing that I've noticed is that you need to understand to coordinate the hits and dodges to defeat your opponent. But still, there will be times where you'll get killed due to the poor hit detection. You are equipped with a jetpack which helps you to reach areas and also slow down your fall from a high platform. Character leveling and progression is at its core. Cold, which is one of the mechanics in the game, is something which is related to your character. If you make emotional choices, the cold goes down and you become more humane. And if you make harsh and emotionless conversation, then your cold goes up. This is because the elves are devoid of any emotions due to the consumption of Elex. But you lose the effect of Elex since you are not a part of the elves no more in the game. However, you will need high dexterity intelligence to use a lot of the weaponry in the game. You receive 10 points each time you level up. There are also certain perks and skills which you can learn from certain NPCs. For that, you're going to get separate points to spend on along with the game's currency, Elexit. If you can get used to the game's mechanics, then you're all set for the adventure. And trust me, there's a lot of adventure in this game. Also, if quick saving isn't your thing, then make it a habit because Elex is unforgiving and traditional. The planet's name is Magalan. It's a very lush planet with all sorts of life along with other factions. Some are hostile, but most are neutral. Now, this is where I get sucked in because I love factions. And this love for factions started from Stalker. There are a total of 4 major factions in this game, out of which you can join 3 of them: the Berserkers, the Outlaws, and the Clerics. Elves are the 4th faction and the only faction you can join because you're against them and they betrayed you. Clerics are the 2nd most advanced faction in the game after the Elves. Then there's the Outlaws, who lives their lives Mad Max style. And the Berserkers, who are my least favorite factions because they are just assholes who thinks they are the one with the nature and principles but bends them when they see fit. Like literally there is a quest, it's a side quest where you are asked by a clan member to retrieve a weapon from someone because he said that he needs to take a look at it or something like that. And when I go to that other person and ask for the weapon, he accuses me of using technology because the Berserkers have a strict law which prohibit using any form of technology. Then I go back to the person who gave me the quest only to be accused, and he tells me that it was a test which I have failed and send me off to another quest to prove myself. Like, what the hell? You said you wanted the weapon and mentioned it to the other guy and get accused for asking for it. It's just stupid. Now, I just don't like them. Now, moving on to the Outlaws.
I've completed that delivery for you.
Just in time. I just heard his brother is back. I hope he enjoys the surprise you left him.
What is it that I left him?
Oh, if I told you, that would ruin the surprise.
You're making it sound suspicious.
I am.
What was that?
That was...
They're pretty straightforward. They just live life just like the Wild West and they just do their things. It's like you have the money, you can live the life. The Clerics are all about science, religion, and discipline. They're assholes too, but well, they have very cool armors. Overall, all the factions are assholes and you're just in the middle of their shit show and you just happen to be right in the middle of it. Now, you can only join one faction or you can stay neutral as an outcast. It's your choice. Apart from the factions, there's mutants, bandits, and a group of people who loves to eat humans.
Oh, we got a nice catch here. Nice, nice. Fresh meat, and it got a fair amount on you. Boy, you're gonna cook up nicely.
Cook?
Oh, yes, we'll do you justice. A few sprigs of scragweed and some cogroot. Oh, and you'll be just right for us. I'll get you.
And another group of people who are a mix of all the factions and are called the separatists. They have their own agenda, and further into the game you would also know more about the separatists. It's linked with a side quest, but that side quest is one of the major side quests, I would say.
Got it.
Oh, shit!
Damn.
You dirty thief!
Now, overall, if I were to rate Elex, I am 20 hours into the game, and I have to say that the game is pretty solid. Yes, it has its fair share of flaws, but if you can look past the flaws and give the game a chance, then trust me, you just can't, or you just won't keep yourself away from the game. The game has a very engaging set of side quests, characters, detailed factions, and a very deep and engaging world. Well, I gotta admit, Elex is not everyone's slice of cake. It's like the pineapple on the pizza. We see people hating it, it's all over the internet, people just shitting on it, but still it exists, and I see a lot of people ordering it. So it's controversial, but it's still around. Even my most favorite YouTuber, Angry Joe, hated Elex and rated it to be one of the worst games during its time, but that doesn't mean it's a bad game. It's just one of those games which looks confused from the outside, but knows exactly what it wants to be and what it is. And it still holds up real good in 2021. For those who managed to stay this far of my video, I thank you, and I would recommend that you give this game a chance, and I can guarantee you that you will end up loving it if you can get past its rigidness and flaws. Elex is not a masterpiece by any chance, but it's one of those games which was way ahead of its time or was way behind of its time. Now, that's it for this video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Dr. Brute 7 signing off. Peace.